Hi, Dishti. Welcome to this conversation. Great to have you here. We are connecting after a long time. You're in your second year of FMS now.
Right.
So, how has the experience been so far? That's the most important question, actually. So, how has the last 1 year gone?
Because good evening, sir. Feels really great to be back after so long, and just all the nostalgia of the sessions kicking in,
Hmm.
seeing your face every day, and being like, oh, all that uncertainty and everything. Uh, yeah, it's my second year at FMS. First year was, if I say it in a single sentence, was nothing short of a roller coaster ride. Of course,
Okay.
you feel like you're getting into a good institution. Of course, it's a good institution, but then
Yeah.
all the challenges that await you for the first few months,
Yeah.
and then going through all the rigor and the, what do you call it, all the not drawbacks, but all the rigor. Basically, you're surviving on a 2 hour sleep schedule, and then all the tasks, all the deadlines, everything.
Does FMS push you that much? That just gives you 2 hours of sleep.
Yes, it does. Of course. I mean, I have been so I there were days where
Uh,
5 days a week purely on a 2 hour sleep schedule, but
hmm.
does teach you a lot of things as well apart from the
Hmm.
rigor, the
Hmm.
like the right time to prioritize your health, right time to just leave everything, the right time to quit it actually at some point of time, if I may
Okay.
say.
Okay.
Uh, Prioritizing the right way is what I would call it.
Uh,
So different emotions all packed together. Ultimately, yes, that trigger was also rewarding at the end of the day when you finally get placed at your dream institutions and
hmm.
together with your peer circle. I was
Hmm.
fortunate enough that everybody in my peer circle got placed into the companies that they wanted to get placed
Okay.
in.
Okay.
So that enjoying all together, ग्रुप में
Hmm.
कोई ऐसा भी होता है जिसका जो खुश नहीं हो अपनी प्लेसमेंट.
Exactly, exactly. That
So,
can.
you feel like you should hold yourself back and, be there for the other person. But then
Uh,
all of us really got placed into good companies and
uh,
enjoying all together, reliving. In fact, even till date, when we are in second year, we see our juniors logging so much and they keep
mm,
complaining. We're like, it's okay, been there, done that. But trust us, at the end of the process, all of it will be so rewarding and you'll be proud of yourself that you
uh,
pushed yourself so much and you
uh,
were capable of doing so much more. So, on an
exactly.
average day, if you would have asked me before FMS, Dishti, are you capable of
Yeah.
having a 2 hour sleep schedule in a week? I would
Mm,
have said no.
mm,
But just, doing that, really, actually doing that, pushing yourself
mm,
so hard, no, I have to do this.
mm.
I'm really proud of my first year at FMS, of course.
That is terrific. Actually, terrific to hear. Like a lot of things that in effectively prioritization, put to the
Yeah.
test, taking so much stress, managing everything, kind of teaches you a lot of things. That is terrific. But this you come from a different background, right? From the conventional background that people have for MBAs, right? Can you tell the audience a little about your background? Because this would be very useful for a lot of people, actually.
Yeah, of course. So I'm a fashion design graduate from NIFT Gandhinagar, National Institute of Fashion Technology, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Of course, this is a very unconventional
Mm,
background as opposed to all the engineering stereotypes that, even my crowd back here at FMS is a majority of engineers right here. And, when I
okay.
say I'm a fashion uh, I'm a fashion design graduate from Gandhinagar. Everybody looks back and who's this
Yeah.
person coming where from
Yeah.
and all that. So yeah,
Well,
it
that's
is
actually a pretty. Why did you decide to make this shift? Because this is a pretty unique thing, right? Most
right.
people generally don't make this shift.
Right. So yeah, just throwing some light there, just a
Mm,
little bit of context. After doing fashion design, while I did have a good opportunity to intern under two fashion. One was a startup, and
okay.
the other one was a big e-commerce giant, Agio.com. It was interning under both. Then I kind of realized that maybe fashion is not for me
Mm,
because of the sheer mismatch of expectations and reality. You get into fashion
mm,
designing thinking that you'd be doing all the glamorous things, etc.,
mm,
etc.
mm,
Reality did not really match my expectations. So then
mm,
on 2020 was also the COVID year, not many
mm,
opportunities. Then I started exploring out multiple different directions in design when I came across UI UX. I happened to work with a lot of product managers and close-knit teams trying to build features for a health and fitness app. And really identifying, understanding the consumer, identifying gaps, catering to those needs, which is when I kind of realized that okay, maybe I am built for this entire team player, and sitting together, making bigger decisions, trying to be a more active contributor to a business's success. So that is when I kind of realized that okay, maybe I need a more structured way to go about it, the combined with the theoretical knowledge, along with practical experience that maybe this MBA program offers me in terms of internships and the opportunity to take up live projects with other companies. I believe the MBA would be the right way to go about it. Yes.
So effectively, you went through a path, experimented with different things. You did take a lot of risks effectively.
Right.
You were not afraid of, I think, taking up challenging assignments or doing things which are not really conventional, right? So
right.
That has borne fruit for you. Great, Dishti. How did you learn about Word Pandit? When did you join us? I think you've done 2 courses with us, right? The verbal course and the PI course. Your experience with us and how did you find out about us?
So yeah, I mean, I believe I cracked CAT in my second attempt.
Okay.
While my first attempt also, I was looking at websites and just basic like a Google search about how to prepare for CAT. That is when I stumbled upon the website of Word Pandit, and I did have a look at all the courses and etc. etc. But I don't know why I did not really cater. Okay, yeah, I now recall. It was because just like you mentioned, it's a very unconventional path that I had chosen with my undergrad, and my parents were not very confident with me, right? So they kind of forced me that you go to all these the standard institutes for CAT coaching that we have, and we will be satisfied if you take these coaching, and we'll be like, okay, you know stuff now. That they will aid in your preparation, and that is somehow when they forced me to go there, which was fine. I did have kind of a revision of all my concepts because effectively when I was preparing for CAT, I had been out of using a paper and a pen for like 5 years then. So all my work was basically just huge sheets and pencils and drawing and sketching. So then they were like, okay, get back into the habit of using an A4 size paper and a pen, and then just scribbling on it.
Back to studying.
Yeah, back to study, exactly. They wanted me to sit on a chair and a table and talk for 10 hours or whatever. So so for my first year I did go to the standard institutes, but post which when my first attempt kind of did not really meet my expectations, and I honestly felt like I could do much better. Especially in the VARC section, because my mom was like, I'm an English teacher and you're scoring so low in English. What is wrong with you? So, and I genuinely felt like I could score much better than this. I was not happy with my performance in my first CAT attempt, which is when I realized that, okay, I need a more customized, a more tailored approach. Something that focused on VARC, because maths I was fairly comfortable with, especially maths in standard 10. 11th and 12th maths, I kind of figured a way around. Thoda bahut tukka bukka, I could manage that. DILR also, I knew it was only pure practice that would help me. There's no other help that I needed. VARC, I knew that I need a proper mentor, a coach who could tell me where I'm going wrong, because in my head, I knew English. Mere se ho jati thi. But now that I know, okay, I don't know what is wrong with me, where am I going wrong, I knew I need a coach and a course tailored to all my needs, who could help me identify my drawbacks, where am I lacking, etc. And I instantly recalled Word Pandit's VARC course. And then again, I went, I checked the website, I enrolled. Of course, folks at Word Pandit also helped me guide about which course and how they'd be helping me out, etc. And post which I joined the course. If I talk a little more about how the course helped me, I would say, I mean, if in your head, if you're consistent, then definitely Word Pandit has like the best content in terms of every other institute out there. And I had actually done all my research in terms of, which one should I select for my second attempt. Throughout my course, I never felt like, I had to hunt for more material. The course itself, I was still not able to complete the course, and I had taken it as my challenge that I'm going to finish everything that is on the
You
dashboard.
actually worked very, very hard, right?
Yeah.
The fact is, you went through most of the sections, completed most of the content available. So that is completely up to you. So content being there doesn't help. You have someone needs to go through it. Only then can it be beneficial.
I would say it was sheer determination that, I can do much better. I need to put in the hours. I would say I am proud of myself that I was consistent during that time, because I knew I have to do this, and I knew what it took to do that, because all the interview experiences you read about other toppers, etc., all this is consistency is the key. So I kind of try to build it into my schedule that, if this time of my day is allotted to solving RC passages, it has to be solving RC passages. If I can somehow not make it at that time, some other time has to be compensated, but it has to be done. So that kind of consistency and flexibility I kind of allowed in my schedule. As far as, I just mentioned about how vast and exhaustive the dashboard is, and I still could not complete it. I kind of regret it. I mean, there's still that thing, okay, I could not complete it, but and also the word par made easy section, I cannot even begin to explain how helpful that has been, because looking at that book, that thick book, I don't think I would have ever read that book. I bought it, but I don't think I would have ever read that book.
Most people struggle to complete that book. So they leave it after a few sessions.
Yeah, but then again, like, the videos really helped, everything broken down. So that was like a fixed target. Okay, I have this number, I have to finish these number of videos. My entire book is sorted. Yeah, that also helped quite a bit. And also, just like you said, I'm a person who's motivated by challenges, I feel. So everything I made it a challenge, and I finished.
That's actually a good approach for people to take. That whichever course that they are doing, whatever they are doing, set yourself a challenge and then go after it, right? Otherwise, you don't achieve any goals. You have to set yourself a challenge. Otherwise, you just wander around aimlessly.
Exactly.
That is critical.
You have to do it. So either you keep cribbing about it, spend 70% of your time cribbing about it, or you treat it as a challenge and, just like finish it.
Yeah, majority of people actually go wrong because they either crib about it or plan. That's it. The day ends in cribbing and planning, and actually you don't do any work. So that happens a lot. Great. You were also with us for the GDPI course, the PI course. I think that was the time when we actually interacted a lot more.
Yes.
On a one-to-one basis, we started interacting a lot more. So how was your experience with the PI course, and how did it help you? And if it did, then how?
I mean, of course, it's a no-brainer that, of course, the GDPI course definitely helped me. There were a lot of red flags had I not, just been in the confidence. So I know everything, just like I've been. But the course actually helped me identify like the right places to improve upon. Why they needed to be improved upon, because there are a lot of times when people say, okay, you need to do this. But why do I need to do this is also something that I should be understanding, so that even tomorrow, if there are follow-up questions on any red flag, I can control the damage and, just understand the mindset of what the interviewer is looking for in a candidate, the right things to say. Because, they evaluate you basis that. Tomorrow, if you go and say things that they don't want, they are definitely not going to give you that offer that you need. So, in that sense, GDPI course was helpful, keeping up about all the recent news, talking about my profile. There are a lot of things that we do mention it also in our SOPs, but we forget about it. Exactly. So, just having concise, crisp answers, highlighting all the important points. I think a lot of this was also discovered, rather uncovered during our practice sessions or our practice interviews.
Yeah, actually, with GDPI, the thing that I've realized is, I've started enjoying it a lot over
Yeah.
the years. I actually enjoyed that part of prep a lot more now
Right.
than VRC. Probably I've done VRC too long.
Yeah.
So with GDPI, I've realized one thing is that you need consistent feedback. So
Yes.
a lot of the times when you take up interviews at different places, I'm not saying those interviews are bad or good. That's a
Yeah.
judgment call, right? But if your panel keeps changing, right? If you keep giving interviews to different people, there is no consistency in feedback.
Right. Right.
At the end of the day, you have to identify as an evaluator. The only thing that you can do is rationally identify the issues
Loophole.
that exist with your profile. What are the loopholes? What are they going to ask you? So that is something that I think that comes with a lot of conversation that cannot happen in a single conversation. So
Of
that is
course.
something that has to be done, and that is what we focus on.
And I clearly remember we went in ascending order of difficulty of interview, I believe. We started
Yeah.
with level 1 and then we ended at a stress interview. And then you clearly told me, Dishti, this is not how you handle a stress interview.
Mm.
And I believe there was an ethics case also that you gave me, and I completely messed it up. And that was like a good prelude. I mean, I believe it's great that we commit all these mistakes during our practice sessions and actually going on the spot and, kind of creating those blunders there. Because I think I said completely unethical as a solution to the case. That was completely unethical. And now when I look back, I realize, oh my God, how stupid could I have?
That's a basic ethics-based interview. So I try to take up different interviews, and ethics-based interviews are one of those where just basic frameworks that you can adopt, right? So it's great doing all those things, right? We had a good time in those interactions as well.
Also, because there's nothing you can prepare for it beforehand, right? You don't know what you're going to be asked, and it's all on the spot. Yeah.
You cannot. Then it loses the charm.
Yeah.
It has to surprise you. Then only your true, honest self comes out.
Exactly.
Then you realize. And in fact, the recordings help a lot. They tell you that this is what you said. You actually, at times in our head, we say something else, and what we've said in the interview is different. So you realize those little things.
Right.
So great for taking out this time. You took a lot of time out for us. A terrific journey that you've had at FMS. We hope to interact with you soon once more and discuss about FMS in a lot more detail. We'll be starting with a series on B schools where we'll just discuss B schools and life at B schools, different B schools. So we would definitely want some more insights into FMS, the life there, etc., etc. Quirky things about FMS that people should know. Things which might push people to join the institute as well and motivate them. So we'll have that discussion as well one of these days. Great having you, Dishti, here. Thank you so much for sparing your time, and hope to join you again here in the future in this space.
Of course, sir. Thank you so much for having me. It was a great pleasure being back and talking from the other side of the table. I clearly remember we had seniors from other colleges when we were preparing, and we were like, okay, we would be on the other side of the table one day. So it was great talking to you after so long. Also,
we've not spoken for the last year or so, hardly spoken.
So it was nice talking to you again, catching up with you and reliving all the class talks and everything.
Great.
Thank you for having me. And I'd be looking forward to being a part of more such interviews or sessions or whatever help you need.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Yeah.